them a big welcome and a send-off as they make their way out here on the route. Well, they partied all day yesterday. We'll see whether they can party all day today. The whistles are out. I'm not sure we've got the drums in the arena today, actually. I don't know how they managed to drum on their way all the way through yesterday's different riders going. It's a good old workout, this, isn't it, that they're doing every day. Oops, be careful, don't fall off those stairs. But nice to see them here as the fans welcome all these riders. The last minute, a little bit of warming up goes on. And it's difficult, actually, in this arena because you're warming up in here and you don't realise just quite how warm it is outside. It's extremely warm, and I think it's warmer than 21 degrees. This is the Egyptian rider, Alalia Darwish. Now she'll be going as the third rider. So she'll roll down the ramp after Claudette Niara Rukundo and Carla de Arajo, who rides for second place there. So the first rider is getting ready. All of these Rwanda riders seem to have nice setups. The coaches are looking after them and giving them all the equipment they can look forward to riding and trying to be as competitive as possible in these World Championships. Claudette rides for the Black Mamba development squads. We saw some of their riders yesterday. Was fourth in the Rwanda Road Race Championships in 2022 and seventh in the National Road Race in 2019. 22 years of age is Claudette. As we look out over what is always a very busy Kigali. Not quiet on the roads in that particular area, but once you get in the centre, it's a very busy place. Bustling and lots going on. Well, thanks very much for joining me. I'm Ant McCrossan. No one alongside me today, so keep me company for the rest of the next few hours of this Road World Championship. Claudette Niara Rukundo is on the start line. She's about to get going. Real concentration. We'll see whether she can manage to be in the hot seat today. And the atmosphere is building for the start of this Rwandan rider. 22 years of age, what an honour for her to be rolling down the ramp and getting this second day of competition underway. A lovely reception. Niara Rukundo about to get going. So she's got 30 seconds until she gets underway. We will start our rundown of the 50 riders. We'll bring you the intermediate time splits at 10.6 kilometres and 18 kilometres. That'll keep us updated on who might win this title. Here she goes. What a wonderful send-off for this Rwandan rider. And the drums are here again. Claudette Nyara Rukundo is underway, out of the bustling noise of the arena and out onto the road. So just setting her computer, making sure that's working properly. The crowd's here on the first corner, giving her a nice reception. She'll settle herself in now. Accelerates hard, gets that bike up to speed, needs to get that big gear turning. Goes right over to the right-hand side of the road. We'll know this course well and we'll know exactly where to figure whether to go to the right-hand side, the left-hand side of the road, how to take the corners. And she started well. And it's only a short distance, really. 22.6 kilometres is not a big effort in terms of time. So we're going to see this time trial go past extremely quickly, and there could be some surprises. Well, there's some surprises yesterday. In case you haven't watched it, we won't go into it, but yesterday was incredible. Carla de Arajo is underway now. Very different setup. Where's number 50? But things have been shuffled around so that we can have a Rwanda rider going first. This is the rider from Angola, 19 years of age, one of the youngest riders in the race. It's the Angolan time trial and road race champion. No time trial bike, so she's having to deal with those hands being wide and not being able to go onto the aero skis. But she started well. Settles herself into the rhythm. Settles in, going well so far. Our next rider about to start, Alalia Darwish. Comes from Egypt, gets started. So Darwish gets underway. Now she's got a funny story as she goes out. She's a very outgoing rider. She was lucky to go to the Tour de France a couple of years ago. And on that day, she took the microphone from Seb Piquet, the voice of Radio Tour, who normally does the pre-race and post-race interviews, took the microphone, asked to interview Biniam Girmay, did the interview, and at the end said that it's about time, who is out on the course now, the Egyptian, Alalia Darwish. Also won the Summer Spartacad of Youth. This is our Angola rider, Carla de Arajo. Settling into the rhythm, keeping those hands tucked down on the bottom of the drops there. Just keeping that gear turning over nicely. Trying to stay as aerodynamic as possible as we go past back to Nyara Rukundo. She seems to be riding very strongly. Now remember, we go up this climb where we have the intermediate time split towards the top. May well set the fastest times, judging by the riders we've seen going off that start line. She's riding a nice big gear, keeping it turning over well, keeping the cadence nice and high this morning. So our splits come up with 12 kilometres to go and 4.6 kilometres to go. Big noise for the Rwandan rider onto this corner. So much music in some of the particular areas. That's going to give her a lift, a lot more motivation. She's got a lovely style on the bike, hasn't she? In the way that she just kicks these pedals over. She does look like she is on a good ride so far. Now, whether the speed of that cadence and the bike is going to translate to time, we remain to be seen. So Abra Nemesi of Toga doesn't take to the race start. So we're down to 49 riders. Here we are with Analia Darwish, one of the former Team DSM time trial bikes she's got. As you can see there on the forks, being passed over to another rider to use. That's a lovely touch. Now this should be Asnath Jason, rider for Tanzania. Asnath Jason is underway. The split comes up in 4.9 kilometres time. She's rolling nicely at 40 odd kilometres an hour. Just depends whether she's carrying speed. She certainly looks fluid and she looks like she's on a good day. She's on top of that gear nicely. It's spinning well. Does this translate to straight line speed? We saw yesterday some of the riders in the men's race, they looked like they were going well, but in reality they were going not so well at all compared to the top riders. Egyptian junior champion in 2024, African silver medalist. Having a few issues there as she now settles herself into this aero tuck. So the riders have got the transponders on there on the right hand side on the forks. Under the saddle you'll see the little data pack that the riders are carrying. This time actually that data pack has been changed so that it also alerts if a rider disappears off the course. They know that a rider has not finished the course and that something is amiss and there's a problem. So that's being tested for the first time here in these World Championships, and good to see that after the tragedy of last year. Really keeping those hands nice and tucked in, the bars, keeping those elbows tucked in. Looks strong so far. This is Lake Kivu. Beautiful area, isn't it? An area where you'll see fishermen cast their nets at dawn. You can cycle the Congo Nile Trail around there. It's an essential stop in Rwanda for relaxation and water-based adventure. can get boat rides there on that lake between towns like Karongi, Rubavu and Rusizi. Next rider about to go. This is our next rider, Mandiswa Bakudze of Swaziland. The Swaziland rider is underway, number 43. National road race champion of Eswatini. Of course, that country now has changed its name to Eswatini when it celebrated its 50th anniversary of independence. This rider, I'm interested to see how she performs through this first split. Oops, a bit of a problem here for Therese Obaloma. Getting there late, and the judge just trying to catch her there, the Cameroon rider. Obviously had a little problem with the warm-up. This is Anastasia Samsonova, might be one of the early leaders of this race. Samsonova going well. 16 kilometres of racing to go. 4 kilometres until she reaches the intermediate split. Not long until she reaches the climb at Nyanza. Reach the bottom of that with 14.3 kilometres to go, and you reach the top at 11.8. So our rider from Rwanda is now on that climb. This is where she's losing time compared to the later riders who will blast their way up this. And this is where the power riders, the likes of a Zoe Baxter, just have that advantage. They're able to find speed that no one else finds on these climbs. This is Nantumi Maria. Rides for the Masaka Cycling Club. Comes from Uganda, and that Masaka Cycling Club is a non-profit cycling club. And when they're out riding, they wear bright orange kit. Got a huge link. As we just go back here to Nyara Rukundo. So the Ugandan rider is out on the course now. Samsonova seems to be going well. No riders have reached the intermediate split yet, but I'm sure they're not too far away from doing that, and we'll start to see the times that we can expect out here on this course today. You couldn't really get better racing conditions. But one thing that is definitely having an influence on this race as she comes up now to catch the rider in front of her. So she can see Samsonova, can see the Angola rider not too far away. Tunisian rider Alma Abroud gets started. Tamar Brud, 20 years of age. Second in the Tunisian Road Race Championships. I go back to see how Claudette Nyaro Rukundo is doing. She's still spinning over a nice gear. The momentum is good, but it's a lot more difficult than it was previously on this particular climb. This is the Volcanoes National Park. You can hike up to the summit of Mount Bisoke with its stunning crater lake, or climb up to Mount Karasimbi, the highest peak in Rwanda here. There's also a Dianfosi tomb trail offering a tribute to the pioneering conservationist whose work helped save the gorillas from extinction. Finette Husu of Benin about to get going. Rolls down the ramp a little bit carefully. Wants to make sure doesn't have any issues. Rolling down that ramp and getting underway. She's almost at the intermediate split now. She's about 1.1 kilometers from that split. Starting to speed up a little bit on this particular climb. The bottom of it, she really slowed down quite significantly. You can see there, big chain ring still engaged, but riding right on the bottom gear. This is the Campaign Against Genocide Museum, one of the places that really is a need to visit in this particular town and city. It's right next to the Rwandan Parliament, chronicles determined efforts to halt the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. It's a living memorial, honours the bravery of those who fought to save their lives. This is Delfina Di Bella, rider for Argentina. 19 years of age, third in the Pan American Youth Games individual time trial. Rides for the Kukens Redan cycling team. I haven't seen her take a drink yet out on this course. This is the Amahoro Stadium. Beautiful curated stadium pitch. Very well known here as the key stadium that translated means peace. She's almost there now at the split, 300 metres to go till she sets the standard for everyone else to chase this morning. This is Mentala Bilal, riding for Egypt. And Bilal gets going, the Benin rider. Here we are at the first of our intermediate splits for Nyaro Rukundo. She's going to set the standard now for everyone else to chase. She goes through. That first split in 19 minutes, 44.74. 32 kilometers an hour and a lovely greeting there. As they see the Rwandan kit, they've been waiting all morning for this. And the drums at that turning point are going to be exceptional. Claudette Nyara-Rukundo gets an amazing reception at the top of the course. Now this is the change from yesterday, so now we turn the top just after getting through that intermediate split. We start to make our way back. So very fast now. It's all about getting straight line speed all the way back to the centre of Kigali. Well, she's ridden well, considering you've got that such a long uphill drag. 2.5 kilometres at 5.8%. This is Elena Ivanchenko. Rides for UAE Team ADQ. This rider is very useful. 21 years of age, stage winner in the Bretagne Ladies Tour. She's just ridden in Ardèche and finished 7th in the youth classification in Ardèche. She was 8th in the youth classification in the Tour of Romandie. She finished 8th in the individual time trial in the Tour of Romandie, the elite race. That was won by Paula Blasi. She'll be racing later. Second was Urshka Ziegart. Third was Juliette Labousse. Yara Castelline, Erica Magnaldi. So she rode really well to be in the top 8. She beat Shabby, she beat Michaela Harvey, she beat Caroline Anderson, some big names, Sylvia Persico, and others. They're quite crazy about football here in Rwanda because of one particular British football team. Now this is the problem for Nyara-Rukundo. She needs to try and find some speed, and the more power riders will find speed on this return leg. Elizaveta Skirialarova is underway then for Kazakhstan. 14 riders have started, and there are now 49 riders who will take to the race start today. This is Ivanchenko into the initial stages of this individual time trial, riding on that Colnago of a Team UAE ADQ. Very fast time trial bike that is. Samsonova goes through the intermediate split with the fastest time. 34.792 kilometers an hour for Samsonova. 18 minutes and 16 seconds. So 2.5 kilometers an hour faster than the Rwandan rider on that particular section. Not surprised. It looked to me like Nyara-Rukundo didn't have the speed at the bottom of the hill. She really kind of ran into it and slowed down quite considerably. So 1 minute 27 seconds of a difference between the riders. Now they're making their way back. You can see riders on the right hand side of the road as we look. Oh, big left-hand turn there into this left-hander now. Goes through there well. Well, she looks to have got in her stride now on this return leg. This is the Nyungwa Forest National Park in the southwest of Rwanda, one of the oldest and most biodiverse rainforests, spanning more than 1,000 square kilometres. A sanctuary of real lush and rare plant life, wildlife, and you get amazing views of the Albertine Rift. 13 species of primates in there. This is Ava Holmgren of Canada. Holmgren underway, right to the team of Lidl Trek. 20 years of age, just ridden the Tour de l'Avenir, finished 16th overall, a very useful bike rider. Not too long to go now for our Rwandan rider. She'll have another intermediate split at 4.6 kilometres to go. For Kudzi here, struggling on this climb, the Eswatini champion in the elite road race, but finding this climb really, really tough. Trying hard to just keep the momentum going. It does show you the difference between the emerging nations and the top nations as to just how hard this can be. But riding well and trying to keep the momentum going on this particular climb. Doesn't have any of the electronic additions, any of the aero bars or anything like that. Back here with Ivanchenko. See the momentum, look at the pace of the legs, the cadence is high. Got high stacks on the front there to keep the body tucked in and keep as aero as possible. Here's our second intermediate split now. 17 riders are on the track. Second split, 39.2 kilometres an hour. That's a respectable average speed. So there's the standard. Still Samson over the fastest at the first split. And this is the first rider to reach the second split. Back to the start now. This looks like Sonica Klopper, rider for South Africa. South Africa well represented in these championships. Another of our national parks, Akagera. Come on safari here. You can do it by vehicle across the landscapes, or you can do a boat safari on Lake Ehima. You might come across some hippos and crocodiles if you did that. Well known for its Gishanda fish farm, operational since 2022. Where they film for tilapia. Ivanchenko catching the rider in front. This should be Mentala Bilal. She goes past now. And it is the Egyptian rider. Right, not far to go now for RY'UMUKINO. 2.6 kilometers. She's about to hit the bottom of the final climb. We've got about 200 meters to go until she reaches there. She looks ahead. The road will start to kick up and then she'll reach the cobbles. And this is the point where this race really hurts. Onto the cobbles. There's your vital statistics. 11% at the bottom. It's really hard. Then it starts to even off a little bit. See if she can keep her momentum going all the way up this climb and bring home the best possible time. Laura de Schepper riding for Belgium. Our mascot is out. This is Nantumi Maria. Rides for Uganda, silver medalist in the Ugandan Championships. Wow, this is really hurting now. Looks like she's only got a 1x chainring on, so she's got no choice other than to roll this gear over to the top. She will get some respite soon. She's in the smallest gear she can find. Now she starts to get moving a little bit more. The shoulders rocking left and right. She's over the worst of it. The Ugandan rider going well. You can see those orange gloves that match the normal club kit that she wears. This is Mia Hazeltine of the USA. Rides for Competitive Edge Racing Team. There's some thoughts that Mia Hazeltine might do something today. She's second in the Criterium Championships of the USA, second in the individual time trial. She's a very useful bike rider, been racing predominantly in the US, so you never really know. She's ridden in Belgium for the last couple of months, but you never know until the American riders get here at this age as to whether they can transform their performance into a winning performance. So it'd be interesting to see how Mia Hazeltine goes. Almost at the top of this climb. She's got some momentum now. Ali Anderson, 22 years of age, from Australia. South Australia time trial champion, gets underway. She signed with the Liverlula Jayco Continental team for next season. She currently rides for Black Magic, powered by Tonelli. But she's getting started. She's been riding in Europe this year. She's ridden a lot of bike races 47 race days for the Australian as we go back here to Eva Holmgren. Still the fastest split is Samsonova. The arrival of Nyara Rukundo. 1 kilometre now to go till she becomes the first rider to finish, and she'll go in the hot seat. 22 riders have started. So the top places overall at the first split: Samsonova, Nyara Rukundo and Maria of the team of Uganda. They're the top three currently. On the second split, Samsonova's gone through with the fastest split, so she's going to end up, by the looks of things, in the hot seat. She's 1:33 ahead of Nyara Rukundo, who, hopefully for her, will have the chance to sit in the hot seat on the stage for just a little period of time.
36 minutes probably will be the time.
Claudette Nyara Rukundo had the honour of starting this individual time trial as the first rider to go, riding for Rwanda. She moves her way now into the centre of Kigali to the race finish. It's a tough rise to conclude this individual time trial. She's being urged on here by the crowd to the top of this climb. It's a hard one.
Yes, we can already hear you.
She's almost there now. What is the time going to be?
And we see her helmet. Only 200 more meters to go. MC Brian, it's your turn.
Nyara Rukundo is nearly at the finish line now, riding for Rwanda. She has ridden a great race today, very consistent. All the Rwandan flags are out to cheer her to the line. That's wonderful to see. Claudette Nyara Rukundo has been a big experience for her. She's going to go into the hot seat, 36.4 kilometres an hour at the finish.
Kigali, you are great.
Fantastic crowd here at the finish line. She's given it everything. She's pretty exhausted, but smiling away. Oh, she's pretty tired, isn't she? She's given everything she could give. The beginning of that time trial was pretty impressive. When she got to the second split, the average speed was 39 kilometres an hour, slowed down after the cobbled section. This is Ivanchenko going through the first split, and it looks like it's going to be the fastest time by a significant margin, Ivanchenko. Look at the size of gear she rides. It's so consistent. 55 seconds faster than Samsonova, her teammate. 36.634 kilometres an hour. We're here with Delfina Di Bella, the Argentinian rider. Got to keep your contact points. Stay in the saddle. Pedals go to, what, 3 o'clock is that? Something like that. Quarter to 3. This is Samsonova spinning her way nicely towards the finish of this individual time trial. Anastasia Samsonova, second fastest rider through the first split, fastest rider through the second split, and she's about to arrive. Total concentration required on this final climb, otherwise you lose so much time.
Anastasia Samsonova, neutral, international athlete. She with an incredible speed, excellent shape this morning. The legs are working fantastic, and she is coming
Samsonova is reaching the finish line now. This is going to be the fastest time by a significant margin. Anastasia Samsonova goes into the hot seat, 1:45 faster, 38.2 kilometers an hour.
And 28 on position 1, Anastasia Samsonova.
Bivuze rero yuko Anastasia Samsonova ariwe ubaye wa mbere none kuko arushije Nyirarukundo Claudette umunota umwe n'amasegonda 40.
Great performance there.
Kuri stage rero niyo umukinnyi uburi ufite ibihe byiza yicaraho agategereza ko hari umurusha mu gihe nta umurushije rero ni usoza ari wa
20 years of age, Ava Holmgren. Looks to be going well. Current situation, Ivanchenko first at the first split, Samsonova first at the second split. Ivanchenko heading there now. Samsonova in the hot seat here in Kigali. Ava Holmgren riding nicely now. A little bit of rock and roll as she makes her way up this climb. Looks like she's going to catch the rider in front. It should be Sofia Ungurova if she's going that well. We'll see when she gets there. Rides for the Lidl Trek team. Really nice setup with that bike that she's got. The disc wheel in the back, the deep section carbon wheel in the front. No real worries about any crosswinds today. There's nothing to speak of. It's all about just going straight line speed, dealing with the altitude, dealing with the heat. We are at nearly 1,500 meters, so you do need to think about the way you hydrate, the way you fuel yourself ready for this race. But Ava Holmgren is going really well on this individual time trial. She's got her teammate here, Jasmine Laverne. This rider's been second on the stage of the Tour of Normandy. She's got a contract with Lidl Trek till the end of 2028. Such is their faith in her. They really like her as a bike rider. Finished 8th in the mountains classification of the Tour de l'Avenir, 16th overall. That was the most recent race. Won the Canadian individual time trial under 23, was 4th in the elite road race. That road race was won by Alison Jackson. She was 4th behind Alexandra Volstadt. Ava Holmgren, though, heading towards this first intermediate split. She's going to be in the ballpark as she catches the rider in front of her, Sofia Ungurova. Ava Holmgren is going to go second fastest, I think. Yep, second fastest to the first split. 36.178 kilometers an hour. So she is there or thereabouts. Holmgren turns a corner. Now she can see riders in front. A little bit of a carrot to chase. Confirmation of that first split then. Ivanchenko leads by 13 seconds over Ava Holmgren. He needs to engage the gear and just go flat out now. Finding it hard to get to the back wheel of Sofia Ungurova. Also in front of her might be Elizaveta Skylarova as well. 5 kilometers to go for the Argentinian rider, Delfina Di Bella. Delfina Di Bella. Her recent results include a third place at the Pan American Youth Games. She's ridden loads of races in Belgium. So she's been preparing for these World Championships by getting some good competition in. She just rode in ISIGANWA at the end of July as well, where she finished in the top places. Top 20 in that race. So Eva Holmgren flat out downhill, going past all these riders in front of her. Looks impressive so far. Doesn't look like she has any worries at all about this descent. Hitting what, nearly 60k an hour. We'll see some faster speeds on this particular descent, I'm sure. Welcome along. Thanks very much for joining us. This is the UCI Road World Championships in Kigali. We're in Rwanda. This is the area where the racing is based. Our next rider is about to go. This is Victoria Chladnova, a rider who's got a great background, the youngest rider in the race, but she is multi-disciplined, very, very good indeed. Junior world champion in cross-country mountain biking, second in the Junior World Championships last year in the time trial, bronze medalist in the World Championships cyclocross. Nine riders have started this race so far. We're counting down to the last few riders. We're going to start to recognise more of the riders that are coming up. Eva Holmgren has engaged the biggest gear on her bike. Well, the tea plantations, they're incredible, aren't they? Just almost looks like a carpet. Just sits there on the hillside. There's two different tea estates at Gisovu and at Gisakura. One of them, the second one, is notable for its colobus monkey population. But you can come here, you can enjoy cupping ceremonies, enjoy cycle routes through the plantations. There's about 12 different factories local to here, which then process the tea. Ivanchenko still leads at the first split. Laura de Skepper is getting close to that though. She's just going to be outside the time of Ivanchenko. Comes through with the second fastest time so far, ahead of Eva Holmgren by just 2 and a bit seconds. The start of the next rider. This is Millie Cousins of Great Britain. Could be a surprise medalist here for many. Millie Cousins is a very dynamic bike rider, strong, very strong. 21 years of age, national champion of the road race at elite level in Great Britain. Whether this translates for Millie Cousins into winning the time trial or not, I'm not so sure. She's more well known as a road rider, and we've seen her produce some big performances this season. Top 10 in Etzulia. She's ridden Burgos. She's ridden the Tour of Britain, where she finished 14th. The Tour de France Femmes. She was very instrumental in helping her team, of the team of Phoenix de Koenig. At the splits, Ivanchenko leads at both the splits, and Samsonova is the leader at the finish. Teresa Di Amelia of Cameroon had a little problem at the start, has got into her stride now. Samsonova stays in the hot seat on the stage, just opposite me in the commentary position. Just normal wheels, normal bike for this rider. Onto the cobbles to deal with those. There's our vital statistics on the right-hand side of this particular climb. She's chosen to ride on the left-hand side. Everybody is looking for what is the perfect line up these cobbles, and I don't think anyone's found it yet. Still riding with a metronomic style, though. It's very effective. It might not be the fastest in the race, but she's riding a nice climb there. That's a great performance by Ali Anderson. She's actually caught Mia Azzeltine, the American rider, so it doesn't look like Mia Azzeltine will be one of the medalists today. You never know with American riders transferring across to the World Championships whether it does translate or not. This time Mia Azzeltine caught by Ali Anderson. Anderson, the 4th place overall through that first split. The top 3 remain Ivanchenko, Descaper and Holmgren. This is Nantumi Muria, the rider from the Masaka Cycling Club, almost at the finish line now. Let's see what this time is going to be. It should be just around about the 40-minute mark. That's been a tough finish. Very hard for every single rider. Finishes 4 minutes 35 down. 3rd place, actually. Good rides.
Possession 3 for Nantumi Muria.
This is Ivanchenko, though, and Ivanchenko is going to blitz the times of everybody out of sight. She's ridden a consistent time trial, smaller gear than everybody, but she's used it to very, very good effect. Comes into the finish line now, Ivanchenko, and she is going to obliterate the time of her teammate and go into the hot seats. She now has the fastest times at all the splits. Ivanchenko is going to go into the leads. 2 minutes and 9 seconds faster. That's impressive. The first rider over 40 kilometers an hour, 40.708 for Ivanchenko.
Nouveau meilleur temps pour Ivanchenko. 30 minutes 18 secondes.
Confirmation there on the right that Ivanchenko leads ahead of Samsonova, with DiBella in third place. Ava Holmgren's just gone through the second split with the second fastest time for Canada, 43.392 kilometers an hour. She's closing in actually on that average speed of Ivanchenko, so she seems to be finding some good speed out on the course. This is Martha and Takuru Tamana. Big reception for the second Rwandan rider of the day. Chadlanova, Slovakian rider. You can see there with the Visma Lisa bike aero helmet. Looks good, doesn't she, on the bike? She's a multi-disciplined rider, similar to Zoe Backstead. Very, very consistent the way she's riding this afternoon. Well, we're nearly in the afternoon, we're in the morning still. She looks good. Chadnova keeping that tempo as high as possible. Beautiful paint job on that bike. Can she keep this momentum up all the way to the finish? The start now of Felicity Wilson-Haffenden. Bit unknown as to how this rider will go. Rides for the Lidl Trek team. Junior world champion of the time trial in 2023. Has got a 3-year contract with Lidl Trek. Can Felicity Wilson-Haffenden do something in this time trial? This is Chadnova, 18 years of age, the youngest rider, rides for the team of Visma Lisa bike, has got a contract to the end of 2027. Chadnova just finished 7th overall in the Tour of the Ardèche, which is a very tough bike race. Also finished 16th overall in a Giro d'Italia.
And just on her way to the half.
So she's a useful bike rider, transforming from a junior rider now into the under-23s, but into the elite level as well. She's won a few youth classifications this year as well. 3rd in the youth classification in the Giro d'Italia. This is the arrival now of Ava Holmgren. She was just 5 seconds behind Ivanchenko at 18 kilometers. But it looks like she's finding this last bit a little tricky. She's lost some time on the cobbles. Smooth pedaling style out of the saddle for Ava Holmgren. But she's just going to have lost that little bit of time on Ivanchenko. So Ivanchenko will stay in the hot seat. The Canadian is almost at the line now.
And we welcome soon here at the finish area, Ava Holmgren.
So Ava Holmgren catches the rider in front of her on that climb. The Kazakh rider Elizaveta Skylarova. She's lost a significant amount of time since 18 kilometers. Gonna lose maybe 45 seconds, maybe 40 seconds on Ivanchenko in that last phase. Shows how important that final climb is. Eva Holmgren crosses the line, second fastest, average speed 39.845 kilometers an hour.
So this means still the time to be 33 minutes. 18.
This is Julie Begot, the French rider, really talented. 10th in the Tour de l'Avenir time trial. Junior world champion of the road race in 2023. This is Elizabeth Ebras of Estonia. 5th place for her at the first intermediate. At 18 kilometres, Anderson of Australia has gone through with the 3rd fastest time, an average speed of 43.1, just 15 seconds down on Ivanchenko. Julie Begot through this right-hander, pedals her way all the way through that turn. Chadnova can see in front of her, I think, Gwen Norton of the team of Luxembourg. So she is progressing very, very well. Might actually be Monique Duplessis who's in front of her, judging by the colour of the kit that I can just about make out. Might be the Namibian rider instead. Not too many riders left. We're into the final 10 starting. Just to remind you then that Ivanchenko leads at all the splits and at the finish line. Julie Begot is riding strongly so far, the French rider. Only one representative of France in this time trial. 20 years of age. Rides for the Cofidis women's team. Is with them till the end of 2027. Long-term contract for the Cofidis rider. She rode the Tour de France. Ended up 3rd in that youth classification in the Tour de France. Here's the current standings at the finish line in this women's under-23 individual time trial. We're into the last 10 riders starting. It's going to be interesting to see how this transforms. Here we are with Julie Begot. Seems to be in her stride very well. Just a quick hello to the couch peloton. Thank you very much for joining me today. We're bringing you the women's under-23 individual time trial and the men's this afternoon. Here is Chladnova. This rider is flying on this course. This is a very, very good performance by the youngest rider. She's 18 years of age, 311 days, 38 kilometers an hour through the first split. Now she's going to turn around and pick up even more speed. Now you'll be pleased to know that yesterday we saw the gorillas, the little gorilla mascots that are on the stage every day. I've managed to get one. I found one this morning. I think they're going to be quite rare in a few days' time. Julie Begot, really lovely style in this time trial position. The shoulders just moving slightly left and right. Not swimming on the bike, moving all over the place. She looks really comfortable. getting ready for the big climb. The start now of one of the favourites, Paula Blasi. Only 6 riders remain after her. The smile of Paula Blasi of the team of Spain, rides for UAE Team ADQ, was in their development team, is now moved up to the World Tour team. Julie Bego just clicking her way through the gears. You'll notice she's got the little changes at the end of the handlebars. This is Laura de Schepper, the Belgian rider, making her way towards the finish. This has been a good ride by her. I'm expecting Ali Anderson, the Australian rider, potentially to come up here in the top 3. She's had a very good ride. We haven't seen much of her, but she's been riding strongly out there on the course. This is Laura de Schepper. Could well put herself into 2nd place. It's going to be a little bit tight. Probably going to be into 3rd place, the Belgian rider. Hits the line now and concludes the time trial. Nearly 40k an hour, 3rd place for the Belgian. So de Schepper completes the course. 3rd place, still we maintain Ivanchenko in the hot seat. This is Millie Cousins, British champion in the elite road race. She's powerful. She's catching the rider in front of her already, Jasmine Laverne, who looks to be having a pretty tough run to that intermediate split. Now Millie Cousins, this could be the 2nd fastest time. Let's take a little look. It's going to be a bit close. Cousins will pick up speed on the return leg. She is the 2nd fastest, 18.68 down, 37.3 kilometers an hour. Now Millie Cousins needs to just tuck in, get into that aero position and go flat out all the way back to Kigali. Top 3 then at the first split. Schladnova, Cousins, Ivanchenko equal on time with de Schepper now. This is the arrival of the Australian, Ali Anderson. Anderson has been going well, out on the course, 3rd fastest time to the 2nd split, 15 seconds down on Ivanchenko. Looks good, has ridden a very, very consistent race. Changes a gear, puts it into a smaller one, tries to stay in the aero skis for as long as possible up this brutal final rise. Carrying the green and gold well for Australia. Look at how well she's ridden that climb there without even getting out of the saddle. Just really put the power in. Ali Anderson chasing the time of Ivanchenko. That's gone by, but the time of 2nd place is 43 seconds down. Ali Anderson is going to finish this time trial, I think, in 2nd place so far. Ivanchenko remains in the hot seat. Ali Anderson of Australia does her country proud as she finishes now in 2nd place so far. 40 kilometers an hour. You get over 40k an hour on this course and you're doing well. 19 riders have now finished this course.
30 seconds behind Ivanchenko.
On the course of Millie Cousins. Needs to find as much speed as she can get down this descent. She's staying in those aero skis, keeping the pedals in the most aero position, pedaling when she can. Millie Cousins biggest gear engaged, no more speed available. See how much she's trying to keep the head low. Just slicing her way through the air. Don't forget you can follow at UCI_cycling. Use the hashtag Kigali2025 if you're looking for information. And all the information on these races at UCI.org. She has no more gear available. Out on the course now with a Swedish rider. This is Stina KIGALI of Sweden. Only 3 more riders left to start. This rider rides for the Cup Repsol team, 20 years of age, national champion at elite level in Sweden, and a stage winner in the Tour of Poland. Next rider to go. This is Marie Schreiber.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Marie Schreiber underway. Red coloured kit for Luxembourg this time. Out on the course with Stina KIGALI of the Cup Repsol team. Stage winner in the Tour of Poland, stage winner in Volta Portugal. At the 18-kilometre split, it's Shkladnova, Ivanchenko and Holmgren are the top 3. Shkladnova not far away now from the finish. Top 3 at the finish line, Ivanchenko, Anderson and Holmgren. So it's the Australian and Canadian riders slotting into 2nd and 3rd. So Shkladnova not far away now from the base of the final climb of the day. 2 more riders left to start. This is Julia Kopecky.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Rides for the Czech Republic. Gets going now. A couple of brothers who race as well. Thomas and Matthias. 21 years of age. Gets going now. Only 1 rider left to start. The race favourite. Once we get the last rider out, then it's all about covering the distance in the fastest possible time. Who is going to be the world champion this afternoon here in Kigali? We're just after 12 o'clock, 12:04 Kigali time. And 1 more rider is about to roll down the ramp. Our final rider is on the start line. This is Zoe Backstead. Backstead gets going. The race favourite sprints out of here as though it's the end of the race. So all the riders have started. This is Felicity Wilson Haffenden, who has gone through with the fastest time at the first split. So Wilson Haffenden is on a good day. Now, we didn't know whether Felicity Wilson Haffenden would produce a World Championship ride here this afternoon. Junior World Champion in the 2023. She's had her struggles since she turned pro, but she's up here now and she's producing a great performance. Cousins has gone through with the second fastest time now at the 18-kilometre point. She's still 15 seconds down on Chladnova, but she's actually now starting to close in. She's taken 4 seconds out of Chladnova, so has Cousins now got power to go up these cobbles? Is it the terrain of Chladnova or is it the terrain of Millie Cousins? We remain waiting to find out. The Swedish rider going well so far. As we look at the Volcanoes National Park, thanks very much for joining me. I'm Ant McCrossan. Please keep in touch during the racing if you'd like to, at Ant McCrossan. And don't forget to follow at UCI_cycling. Elizabeth Ebras of Estonia. Ivanchenko will remain in the hot seat. Now looks like Ebras will be a little bit further back. He's had a good and consistent performance during this race.
33.18 for Ivanchenko, 33.49 for Amber.
Elizabeth Ebras is about to reach the finish line for Estonia. Little nose strip on there to help with the breathing. Finishes now with a time that is good enough for 5th fastest.
1 minute 16 behind Ivanchenko.
Ebras kuva muri Estonia akaba ari ku mwanya wa gatanu rero.
Chladnova leads at 18 kilometres, Cousins second, Ivanchenko third. Ivanchenko is in the hot seat. Ali Anderson is second. Ava Holmgren of Canada is in third place. Julie Bego has just gone through the first split, 10th fastest time, may be expected to go a little bit quicker through that first split. .33 kilometres an hour for the Swedish rider. Starting this long drag, the Côte de Nyanza. We reached the base of that with 14.3 kilometres to go. So about 1,400 metres to go to the actual base. But it's still a horrible drag all the way. Hashmi of Afghanistan has just gone through the 18-kilometre point with the 11th fastest time. This is Paula Blasi, a rider who's expected to do something here today. Was in the development team of UAE Team ADQ. Just finished 5th in the Tour de l'Avenir time trial, the Tour of the Future. Here's a rider who has been blazing a trail across the roads today. Schladnova, the youngest rider in the race from Slovakia, such a talented bike rider, making her way now towards the top of this rise. The sun beating on her back, the grey clouds are now disappearing and we're getting more blue sky above us. Schladnova has ridden an absolutely stunning individual time trial. Ivanchenko's time in the hot seat is about to come to an end, and the Slovakian youngster is going to put herself into first place. Schladnova, she had 41 seconds in hand at the 18-kilometre split. She's going to have maybe just a little bit less than that. Just shows how well Ivanchenko rode the final part of this time trial. Victoria Schladnova of Slovakia is going to go into the hot seat. We have a new leader.
Victoria Schladnova from Slovakia.
Well, she's decided to go in there and have a lie down.
Victoria, new best time.
And she's clear under the mark of 33 minutes.
Schladnova's average speed, 41.362 kilometres an hour. Very, very fast indeed on this course. This is the arrival of Venturelli, the Italian, coming up to that first split where Wilson Haffenden has gone through with the fastest time. Venturelli goes through 37.3 kilometres an hour for the average speed to that point. So Wilson Haffenden, Schladnova, Venturelli are the top three to there. Here's the situation at the finish line at the convention centre. Schladnova leads, Ivanchenko second, Ali Anderson now down in third, Holmgren of Canada in fourth, Descaper and Debras are the top six. Wilson Haffenden has gone through the 18-kilometre point with the fastest time. The Australian is on an absolute mission. Schladnova here, just trying to recover after that effort, 31 seconds faster, but Wilson Haffenden has taken 33 seconds to the 18-kilometre point. The Australian is on an amazing ride. This is Julia Kopecky from the Czech Republic, heading towards this first intermediate split. Looking strong today. Similar kind of time trial style to Marlon Reusser. Consistently keeping those pedals churning over in the biggest gear possible. Here's the arrival of Paula Blasi. Intermediate split number one. Well, that's a surprise. Paula Blasi is not in the ballpark. 9th fastest time. Spanish rider is not having a good day. You can see by the way she's riding. This is the arrival of Millie Cousins, the British rider, who was third fastest at the 18-kilometre point.
At the second split, she was
Millie Cousins sprinting away towards the finish line. She was 48 seconds down on Wilson Haffenden.
Coming in the last 200 meters, representing Great
The hardest
Britain.
part of this climb now as Cousins just tries to accelerate over the top and put herself into a good position at the finish. Millie Cousins is almost there. The British rider looks like she's going to get into round about potentially third place overall. Schladnova leads. Cousins is about to stop the clock in third place. 40.4 kilometres an hour for Millie Cousins. Wilson Haffenden is the rider who is surprising everybody potentially on this course.
Position 3.
She's been already a world champion as a junior, maybe not expected to do such an amazing ride right now in this individual time trial. But she's been getting better as the season's gone on, and Felicity Wilson-Haffenden might be about to surprise everybody. Julia Kopecky. We're waiting for the arrival of the final riders to that first intermediate split. The top three there: Wilson-Haffenden, Schladnova, Venturelli. Keeping our hands wide on the aero bars there, just trying to keep the chest wide open, get the breathing good, concentrating well. Down in the middle, in the inside ring. Here's our current situation. Shadnova, Ivanchenko and Cousins are our top three. There's the makeup of the top 10. Samsonova still there in 9th place. This is Marie Schreiber of Luxembourg. 25th in the women's elite time trial previously. Rides for SD Works. Also a very good cyclocross rider. Keeping a lovely consistent tempo on this climb, isn't she? Big gear engaged. Coming up towards the first intermediate split after 10.6 kilometres of racing. Gets herself into that aero tuck. She's 900 metres until she reaches the line. Marie Schreiber looking good. This could be one of the fastest times we've seen so far, Marie Schreiber. Winner of the Tour de Feminin, Julia Kopecky we saw earlier. Marie Schreiber, her teammate on SD Works. Not long now though until Felicity Wilson-Haffenden arrives at the finish line. This is Zoe Backstead. She's already catching the rider in front of her. The race favourite is catching Julia Kopecky for 1.5 minutes before the first split. Backstead is looking very, very strong. 20 years of age. The time trial winner recently at the Simac Tour, she beat Ellen van Dijk, Marta Goossens, Vittoria Guazzini, Emma Norsgaard and others. She also won the time trial at the Baloise Ladies Tour, beating Ellen van Dijk, Marta Goossens, Franzi Koch and many other riders. Current national time trial champion Backstead is already catching the rider in front of her. Julia Kopecky is caught for 1.5 minutes and we haven't even reached the first split. Backstead goes to the right-hand side of the road now, having caught the rider in front of her. Backstead is riding very well so far. Where's number one? Her teammate Melly Cousins has finished. Backstead rides to the Canyon Shrams on the Crypto team, a teammate of Kashinimi Adoma and others. But she just rides away from Kopecky already. Disappears up the road, powers away out of sight. This is the arrival of Marie Schreiber. This is also a little bit of a surprise in terms of time. She's losing a minute to Felicity Wilson-Haffenden, who is clearly flying on this course. Through the first split, 11th time for Marie Schreiber. That first part of this course is hurting these riders. The atmosphere is warm, the temperature is warm, and the heat is starting to rise now in this under-23 time trial. Schreiber looks a tired rider. Next rider to reach there will be Zoe Backstead. As Marie Schreiber goes downhill, it won't be long until we see Backstead coming up the other side. In fact, you can see the cars just to the right-hand side there. Now, this rider has been flying her way around this course. The shoulders are rocking. Felicity Wilson-Haffenden has produced a fantastic performance in this individual time trial. The Junior World Time Trial Champion in 2023, but it looks like she's cracking on this final climb to the top. The legs are starting to hurt. Felicity Wilson-Haffenden powering her way, trying to keep some consistency. She had 27 seconds in hand over Venturelli and 33 at the 18-kilometer mark. But Schladnova kept something in reserve, and it looks like Wilson-Haffenden on this final section of the course, which is only 4 and a bit kilometers, has cracked a little bit, and Schladnova is going to stay in the hot seat for Slovakia. Wilson-Haffenden has really faltered on this final rise. It has been a horrible climb for her. She's ridden a fantastic time trial, but this final cobbled section has blown the legs. Wilson-Haffenden now tucks in. She's looking for second place. Can she get in the medals this afternoon here in Kigali? She's almost there. 30 seconds down. Second fastest time for the Australian. To give you an idea, Schladnova rode the final section over a minute faster than Wilson-Haffenden.
Yes.
Zoe Backstead has just gone through the first split with the fastest time. She's 17 seconds faster than Wilson-Haffenden, 26.86 seconds faster than Schladnova. She is the fastest rider on the course. Here she is. This is a replay of her just going past that intermediate split with the fastest time. She's already caught the rider in front by a minute and a half. Backstead is the fastest rider so far in this individual time trial. Now she's into full time trial mode, downhill on those aero skis to chase now the fastest time to the 18-kilometer point. She needs to keep a little bit in reserve for that final rise, because Schladnova, without doubt, has gone flying her way up the cobbles. The good thing for Zoe Backstead is that her dad is one of the most famous riders on the cobbles. Magnus Backstead, the winner of the Paris-Roubaix. This is Marta, and Takara Tamana finishes 16th place for the Rwandan. That's a good performance. So the current standings at the 10.6 kilometres Zoe Backstead, 18 kilometres Felicity Wilson-Haffenden. At the finish it's Schladnova. This is the situation at that first split. Backstead 17 seconds almost ahead of Wilson-Haffenden. Schladnova at 26.86. Then it's Venturelli, Cousins and Ivanchenko. At the finish, Ivanchenko is still in third place. Wilson-Haffenden in second. Schladnova is the current hot seat. Zoe Backstead, rock solid, powering away downhill at nearly 60k an hour. Back to Kigali. Just trying to keep as much speed as possible, the 20-year-old. 3 times or junior world champion, twice in the road race, once in the time trial, under 23 world cyclocross champion, currently looking to add the time trial to that list. Backstead with a Red Bull helmet on, mouth wide open, breathing in the oxygen, churning that gear over, looks superb. We'll get a good idea at the 18-kilometre point as to who's going to take these medals. Backstead gets ready for this left-hand turn, leans the bike over, looking to take as much speed through this turn as possible. There's Schladnova in that hot seat. All smiles from her. She's done a great ride today. The youngest rider in the race is currently the fastest. Well, her and Backstead have been locked in battle before in a World Championship.
Your quick and seamless way to pay. And if you need cash, our ATM provides.
This is Justina Chapler, the German rider.
So our ATM provides 100 francs while
coming up to the finish line now. This is a good performance by Chapler.
Available exclusively in the fan zone.
Just catching a Polish rider, Malwina Mull, just in front of her.
Malwina Mull representing Poland, and right after her, reigning
so Justina Chapler coming up here towards the line. The second place rider is at 30 seconds, the third place rider at 31, so she's not going to be in the medals. Justina Chapler is almost at the finish line now. Looks like she rode a good last section. She still looks comfortable. Chapler finishes now. 5th fastest time. A great performance by the German. This is Venturelli. Now, Venturelli was the second fastest rider to the 18-kilometre split so far. And Venturelli is looking good as she comes to the top of the climb. This could be good enough for a medal from Venturelli, the Italian. Federica Venturelli reaching the finish line now. The time of Schladnova goes past. This rider rides for the UAE development team, but she's going to be good enough here, I think, to get herself into potentially a medal. She needs to sprint. Venturelli from Cremona in Italy. A good performance in this time trial. Goes into second place. That's a great time.
50 seconds off second place for Federica Venturelli from Italy. And it shows
current standings then: Schladnova, Venturelli, Wilson Haffenden. That's the top 3. Backstead now heading towards this 18-kilometre split. What is the time going to be? Well, we know that Wilson Haffenden cracked on the run-in, but Backstead has gone through 34 seconds faster. Her average speed to this point, 46.994 kilometres an hour. Now she needs to get ready for the cobbles. She likes the cobbles. Her dream is to win the women's Paris-Roubaix. She just needs to keep the legs feeling good all the way onto that cobbled section. She's nearly there now. She'll reach the bottom of it with 2.5 kilometres to go. This is the Swedish rider. She's hauling this bike to the top. Sheena Kagavi, she's not been in the ballpark. Schreiber's gone through that 18-kilometre split. 12th fastest. Bit of surprise for Schreiber today. Current standings: Schladnova, Venturelli, Wilson Haffenden. That's our top 3. and this is how hard this climb is. Backstead is close to catching now all of the riders in front of her. In fact, I think she's just caught Schreiber. Backstead leads. There's our top 10 at the second intermediate split. One of our beautiful national parks. Backstead getting ready for this final climb. She'll get to the cobbles in 200 metres. Let's see how she rides it. The time to beat is 32 minutes 47.01. She's at 25 minutes now. She's been rock solid on the bike. Paula Blasi was expected to be one of the medal contenders today. It hasn't happened. She's 10th fastest.
In the ranking, in the result list right now, position 10 for the Spanish riders. So we wait for.
Only a few riders left to finish now. This is the Swedish rider KIGALI, who is still finding this climb horrendous. Down at 10 kilometers an hour at times on these cobbles. Rolling all over the place. It's such a hard rise. The camera never shows you how tough this is. Pecky's just gone through the 18 kilometer point, 20th fastest. This is Marie Schreiber. 2 kilometers to go for her. It's not going to be long until this rider is being seen by Zoe Backstead. She started 4.5 minutes in front of her, and here is Backstead, 2 kilometers to go. She can see the cars. 12 kilometers an hour. Consistent right in the middle of this cobbled section as she puts the power through. She'll get a bit of respite just over this little section where the cars are. She's closing in fast. Time to beat 32 minutes 47.01 for Backstead. Backstead. She can see the riders in front of her. Backstead is closing in fast. I think that's Marie Schreiber just in front of her now. So she's going to catch Schreiber for 3 minutes. And go ripping past her. And Schreiber is no slouch when it comes to racing, is she? Backstead is going to go racing past Marie Schreiber. She just set out as though everything depended on it, sprinting out of the start, rip-roaring speed by Zoe, and she comes up now to the wheel of a rider who started 3 minutes in front of her, and she's just going to pedal past. She reaches the end of the cobbles. Backstead is on a mission. One kilometre to go for Zoe Backstead. The time to beat is an average speed of 41.362 kilometres an hour. 32 minutes, 47.01. The final run now of 900 metres is horrible. Backstead picks up a little bit more speed. Just rolls that gear over with that consistent style that we've always seen of her since she was a junior rider. Zoe Backstead is in the run to the finish line now. Already 3 times a junior world champion. Backstead is up 40 seconds to reach the finish line. Chladno smiles, nods ahead. She's going to get a medal, but she knows she instead a round of applause. This has been the race favourite, but sometimes when you're the favourite, all the pressure is way too much. But Zoe Backstead has just eaten the pressure. She reaches the top of the climb. She is going to be the world champion. It has been a bold and blistering performance by Backstead. She's about to reach the finish line, and she's 32.47.01. Zoe Backstead reaches the line, destroys it by 1 minute and 50 seconds. Backstead is the world champion.
Similar to yesterday's man race.
43.832 kilometres an hour. The favourite, and that's how hard it was.
Well done, Zoe.
At 20 years of age, 4 world titles, 3 junior world titles on the road, now an under-23 world title. She's also won the women's cyclocross under-23 world title, 2 in Kigali. The job is done as far as she's concerned. Time to recover now.
What an exceptional performance we've just witnessed. A young rider who destroys the rest of the opposition.
Backstead will not be beaten now. There's still a couple of riders out on the course, but that doesn't really matter. Time to recover for Zoe Backstead. There was never really any doubt, was there? The arrival of Giulia Kopecky. The medals will go to Great Britain, Slovakia and Italy. Venturelli produced a stunning ride on this course. Giulia Kopecky making her way to the top of the rise. Kopecky to the top of the rise now. Never really got in her stride today in this individual time trial. Backstead caught her very early.
Kigali, twakire.
Giulia Kopecky reaches the top of this final climb. She'll lose nearly 5 minutes on Zoe Backstead on the day. Kopecky finishes. We get ready then for the podium presentation. Here's the final result of the women's under-23 individual time trial. Zoe Backstead wins in 30 minutes 56 seconds, 6.16. Victoria Chladnova of Slovakia in second place. Venturelli of Italy in third place. There's the makeup of the top 10. Zoe Backstead making her way now towards the post-race interview. Job done as far as she's concerned. Dealing with this altitude, dealing with the heat well, and taking home the world title. Out over the convention centre. Zoe Backstead is just making her way towards that area you can see below and getting herself ready to give us her thoughts on how today's race went. I hope you've enjoyed today's coverage. We are going to bring you the men's under-23 time trial this afternoon. Let's hope it's as exciting as that one was.
So back at World Champion once again after the juniors. This time it's the under-23. You were the clear favourites. First of all, how did you cope with that pressure?
Yeah, I feel like I coped with it okay. I was, of course, nervous before the start. I think that's natural in one of these championship events. And yeah, just doing some pre-race rituals like I would always do before a time trial, and it just keeps my head happy.
Still, you gave absolutely everything you had, exhausted at the finish. How tough was it out there?
Yeah, that's those two climbs that we had to do were like, yeah, they just zapped your legs completely. But I have to say it was quite fun on that downhill to just go super quick. I'm looking forward to seeing what my maximum speed was in that one. But yeah, just hearing that I was up at the first time check only by 16 seconds, I thought, okay, it's possible to lose that on the last climb. But I just kept pushing as hard as I could on that section in between the two climbs, and then on the last part was chasing the rider in front of me and hoping to catch by the finish.
World champion in the junior ranks a couple of years ago, world champion in under-23. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot also to be able to do it in both categories, and hopefully next time I can try out for the elites.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thanks, Zoe.
Well, there's a message. Next time I'll try out for the elite. Hopefully try out for the elites. Well, she's already beating the elites in the individual time trial in the world tour. So Backstead wins ahead of Chladnova in second place, Venturelli of Italy. A great performance by Felicity Wilson-Haffenden after just looking so good on the course. That final rise was just a little bit too much for her. The moment where Backstead caught Julia Kopecky so early. Chladnova, though, what a performance by such a young rider. Still only, what, 18 years and 311 days. Chladnova, the youngest rider in the race. We wait now for the podium presentation. There's confirmation of the top 10. There's some names we might have expected to be in that top 10 that aren't there. So it just shows you the way that these time trials can sometimes go. I'll let you just run through the next riders and see where your favoured rider finished. the sights of Kigali on our second day of racing. Here's our riders who finished in the top 3 places today. Federico Venturelli of Italy. Victoria Schladnova of Slovakia. And Zoe Bagstead, who wins the world title. So we wait now for the podium presentation. It's not too far away. This afternoon's men's time trial, just to give you a bit of an idea, it's now 10 to 1 in the afternoon. The first rider will go at 10 to 2. The men's time trial held over 31.2 kilometres. There'll be 61 riders who will take to the start, representing 43 nations. We're almost ready now for this podium presentation. Well, this stadium stands here, so important in Kigali, as a vision of peace. I hope you're enjoying seeing the sights of Kigali and its sprawling areas. This time trial certainly brings the people out onto the streets. We've seen that, and as the weekends progress and we get to the road races, I think it's going to be bigger and bigger. The crowd has gathered, ready for this presentation. Zoe Bagstead is now ready. Great Britain will be very happy, another world champion. There's our medalists, and they're making their way now to the podium. And we're ready now for this medal ceremony of the women's under-23 individual time trial. The music starts and we're going to get underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards ceremony of the 2025 UCI Road World Championships in Kigali. Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à la cérémonie protocolaire de championnat du monde route UCI 2025 à Kigali.
Ikaze kuri mwese muteraniye hano, ikaze kuri mwese mudukurikiye, tubaha ikaze mu birori byo gutanga ibihembo ku bakinnyi bitwaye neza muri shampiyona y'isi y'amagare y'ibihumbi 2025 UCI Road World Championship iri gukinirwa ahangaha i Kigali.
Well, the Welsh flag is out. I'm not sure those kids are too happy about it. Here's our medalists.
Awards ceremony of the 2025 UCI Road World Championships Women Under 23 Individual Time Trial. Cérémonie protocolaire de championnat du monde route UCI 2025 contre la montre individuelle femme moins de 23 ans.
Muri uyu mwanya rero tugiye guhemba abatsinze muri shampiyona y'isi y'amagare mu 2025 bari munsi y'imyaka 23 mu bagore.
The medals and jersey will be presented by Mr. José Luis López Ferrón, UCI Management Committee member. Les médailles et le maillot seront remis par Monsieur José Luis López Ferrón, membre du comité directeur de l'UCI.
Imidari n'imyambaro igenerwa abatsinze igiye gutangwa na bwana José Luis López Ferrón, umwe mu bagize komite nyobozi ya UCI.
In third place and winner of the bronze medal representing Italy. À la troisième place et vainqueur de la médaille de bronze représentant l'Italie.
Umwanya wa gatatu n'umudari w'umuringa yegukanywe n'umukinnyi ukinira Ubutaliyani ariwe
Federica Venturelli.
Federica Venturelli takes the bronze medal in this under-23 individual time trial. A strong performance all the way through.
In second place and winner of the silver medal representing Slovakia. À la deuxième place et vainqueur de la médaille d'argent représentant la Slovaquie.
Umwanya wa kabiri n'umudari wa feza yegukanywe n'umukinnyi ukinira ikipe ya Slovakia ariwe
Victoria Kladanova.
Victoria Kladanova, second place in this individual time trial.
And in first place, UCI World Champion and winner of the gold medal representing Great Britain. À la première place, champion du monde UCI et gagnant de la médaille d'or représentant la Grande-Bretagne,
shampiyona y'isi yo gusiganwa ku magare n'umudari wa zahabu yegukanywe n'umukinnyi ukinira Great Britain,
Zoe Baxter.
Zoe Backstead, under 23 world time trial champion, who's on the rainbow band. She's done this before in other disciplines and in other categories. She's got quite a few in her collection now. Zoe Backstead, the world time trial champion, under 23.
The gift will be presented by Emmanuel Mugisha, marketing manager at Inyange. Les cadeaux seront remis par Monsieur Emmanuel Mugisha, managing marketing chez Inyange.
impano zigiye gutangwa na Emmanuel Mugisha ushinzwe iyamamazabikorwa muri Inyange Industries.
Yeah, now the Jitsu Watch will be presented by Mr. José Luis López Ferrón, UCI Management Committee member. La montre Tissot sera présentée par Monsieur José Luis López Ferrón, membre du comité directeur de l'UCI.
Impano y'isaha ikorwa n'uruganda Tissot igiye gutangwa na Bwana José Luis López Ferrón, umwe mu bagize komite nyobozi ya UCI.
Zoe Backstead presented with a Tissot watch to commemorate her victory.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our new UCI World Champion, represent the national anthem of Great Britain. Mesdames et messieurs, à l'honneur de notre nouveau champion du monde UCI, nous vous présentons le national de la Grande-Bretagne.
Mudufasha nanone gushimira uwegukanye shampiyona y'isi y'amagare mu gukomeza kumuha icyubahiro, twese duhaguruke mu gihe harimbwa indirimbo yubahiriza igihugu cye cy'Ubwongereza.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time, applause for our medalists. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez applaudir une dernière fois nos médaillés.
Murakoze cyane, twongere dushimire abegukanye imidari muri irushanwa mu byiciro bitandukanye.
There's our medalists in the women's under 23 individual time trial. The medals go to Great Britain, Slovakia and Italy. was an exciting time trial. Backstead was always the favourite, and she delivers again. Final photographs for Zoe Backstead. Time for her to sign some rainbow jerseys. And then we'll hear from her as always. We're going to get ready now for the men's under 23 individual time trial. See if the favourites stack up in the men's one. Backstead makes her way to sign the jerseys. She's done this before.
Thank you, Brian. And as you know, there is no reason to leave.
To stretch that a little bit more.
As the fans saw in the expo, the day will continue soon. 45 minutes more or less to go until the first rider of men under 23 individual time trial will leave the starter.
Well, thanks very much for joining us. Zoe Backstead we may hear from shortly. We'll leave you to digest the results of today's race. We're going to get ready now for the men's under 23 individual time trial. The first rider will go off in, 45 minutes time. So we'll look forward to joining you then. From me, Anthony McCrossan, thanks very much for watching. Zoe Backstead is the world champion at women's under 23. Bye for now.
Zoe Backstead, another world champion's jersey on your shoulders. But let's be honest, was this one expected?
No, I think not in the slightest. I mean, I've missed the last 2 years of racing at Worlds, so this is my first Road World since a junior. So, okay, I carry a little bit of, hope from my junior ranks into this race, but there were so many unknowns about travelling to Rwanda for these World Championships that I don't think you can go into a race expecting to win, especially here with the altitude, with the humidity, everything like that. So I'm just completely over the moon to pull it off.
But it was really tough out there in these conditions on that super hard course as well.
Yeah, super dry, and okay, it's only a short time trial, but yeah, you just really feel the heat going through your body, and you're just wanting at every moment to take a whole bottle of water and cool off. But yeah, it was just a case of pushing to the line and then finishing it off.
Next year, elite?
Yeah, we will see. Maybe depending on the course, I think we'll take a look at that first.
Thank you very much. Congrats.